Yeah, so I'd say to get to where we are today in our story, you have to go back to about 8 years ago. Amanda and I had been married for a little while. We had the 2 kids by that point. We're living in our second apartment, and so we couldn't really afford much. We found a property and decided we were going to build a house, and that was really what started it.
And there were times when we had no clue where our money was going to come for our bills or any of that. We were in a car wreck that left me barely able to walk for quite a while. Medical bills where we couldn't pay, a lawyer who stole the settlement money for us to pay those medical bills. What could go wrong pretty much did. It was extreme.
We had some neighbors who set up growing marijuana around us, and were not very nice people.
And in the end, it turned into going to court with our neighbors and gain a restraining order, not feeling safe.
And it was really when they started threatening the family, I thought, you know, this is crazy. And so we sold it and moved.
Although we put in all this sweat equity and time, I was like, I gotta follow what God wants us to do. This is not working. Us doing our own thing. So we went from owning, building, to renters again, which was hard. But we knew, okay, God's in control, we'll figure it out. We found a church, we got involved down here, and that was about a year before the fire.
Yeah, I was at work, and I got a call from Madeline, frantic, that Dad, the house is on fire. And I got there, and the fire department was there putting it out already, but it was obvious, you know, the garage had fallen in, and I didn't know at that point the extent of the damage, but most of the house was smoke and water damage from putting it out. But I was overwhelmed at the time.
I can remember looking at Chester at the hospital and had said, we're going to be alone in this. Because we're new to the area. We don't really have the connections here like we had up in the foothills. And I was scared to death. We were surrounded with church friends, outside of church friends, family. Just all came into woodwork. And I turned around and there was a meal for us. I turned around, there was clothes for us. All of a sudden, we had 2 nights in a hotel paid for us.
Yeah, we got a call from the Grubbs, and they said something came up, and they needed a house sitter for a week while they were out of town.
It was surreal. It was overwhelming. It was not even able to process at the time.
Because I'm the kind of person, I stress over things, I worry about stuff, and that's really, it's pride and it's a lack of faith, basically. It's me wanting to take care of things myself, and not having the faith that God's going to do it without me.
But the weird part is that I finally said, you know what, I'm not going to stress over it. We'll find something, God will provide.
And then he stepped in and he said, you saw what your work got you, now watch what I'm going to do. He got us a pre-approval letter Monday morning. I talked to the realtor the first time, 10 a.m. Monday morning. We looked at like 6 houses Monday night, 7 houses Tuesday night. We found one we liked Tuesday night. We wrote up an offer Wednesday. It was accepted Thursday. So it's literally a week between this might be possible and you have an offer accepted on a house.
I thought I was going to be alone in this, and God used his people to say, no, you're not.
I'm thankful not only through the building of the first house for everything that I learned, you know, as far as building a house, about myself, about our family. It was hard, but we got through it in the end. Praise God. And then through this also, that, that was such a struggle. I really see the contrast in my effort versus God, and I got to say God's fingerprints were all over this.